What if you could train your brain to crave hard work and actually win the battle of life? Boys, I'm gonna be revealing a secret to you that I'm gonna be honest. I've been kind of gatekeeping this from people. And it's not because, it was. It's not because, like, I wanted to just, be greedy and become the strongest of them all. Or maybe it was actually. But it's like I just didn't want to share this because I felt like I truly just understood the secret of the universe, the life, that I just didn't want to share to anyone else. I wanted the secret to be mine. But I'm a nice man. I'll be honest. Let me just uh, get my door over there. I'm a nice man. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna tell you the secret, and I hope that. Yeah, let me just lock that door. I hope that you don't just reveal the secret to anybody else, because that's gonna be crazy, man. If you, I mean, you could, I guess, but yeah. Before we begin, let me tell you my crazy story. So, a while back ago, right, about 2 months from now, 2 months ago, I was just sitting around, and I came back from class. It was a big day. Woke up early. Woke up at like 6, maybe. Just went for a walk and stuff. Went to class, college. Came back, and I had a shitload of tasks in front of me. I had to learn a skill that I'd been kind of working on. I had to create content. Had to outreach a hell lot, like a shit amount, a very bad amount. I had to do that. I had to do a bunch of other stuff, to be honest, and the thing was, I just didn't feel like doing that stuff, and so I procrastinated. Since I didn't feel like doing these tasks, I just didn't want to just sit down and get to work, so I procrastinated. And while I was procrastinating, I came across one of David Goggins' videos. And it was funny because I'd seen this before, but I was actually experiencing this in real time. I had listened to him that, okay, I listened to him saying that, oh yeah, human beings procrastinate, but this is kind of the cure, but I never actually attempted it. And David Goggins was the first person that I found who actually used this secret, this trick to life that you can implement right now. And so you need to understand that in order to train your subconscious mind, in order to train your brain to crave hard work, what you need to do is very simple. It is very, very simple. The only thing that you need to do to train your mind is to spend more time in painful situations. So, to make this more clear for you, let's say, imagine this. Let's say there's a, 17-year-old kid who likes to run, but he doesn't like cycling. Well, each time this kid doesn't want to cycle, if he starts cycling right at that time, he's training his subconscious mind to just stop thinking that, oh, I don't want to cycle. Yeah, so whenever the kid gets this sort of temptation to just, he wants to be a cyclist, right? Like, he wants to be a pro cyclist or something. I don't know where I'm getting with this, but this is an example. Just try to understand what I'm trying to convey. But yeah, he wants to be a pro cyclist, and he doesn't like cycling. And so each time, whenever he feels like he doesn't want to cycle, if he ends up cycling, right? If he convinces himself to, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna cycle. If he does that, he's training his subconscious mind to do stuff regardless of how he feels. And so eventually what's gonna happen is that he's gonna train his mind to just start doing stuff, even if it is hard. To be easily able to just take action regardless of how he feels, regardless of how hard the work is, and to be actually able to just crave that sort of hard work. And this just blew my mind, man. Like, oh shit. Okay, so this is how stuff works. This is how I can train my mind. Because I read this before. There's this book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and I've read about this before. I just didn't apply it before. And this works, man, because it genuinely changes everything. There were times when I didn't want to go to the gym, and this was a while back because I quit going to the gym. Because I picked up kickboxing, and I'm probably gonna join back. But yeah, I quit the gym, joined kickboxing. Probably gonna go back soon because I'm gonna go to the gym for life. But yeah, back to the point. There were times when I didn't feel like going to the gym. Hell, there were times when I didn't feel like going to kickboxing, right? To my club. I didn't want to go there. At that moment of time, when the temptation was low, when it felt like, okay, although I don't feel like doing this, I knew that if I did the particular action, I would be training my mind to do stuff, to crave the hard work, to crave going to kickboxing, to crave lifting the weights in the gym. But it's not that simple because you don't just imagine you're a knight, right? And you're at level 1. If there's a dragon in front of you and the dragon is level 100, you can't just simply slay the dragon like this. You can't just simply flick a switch and you go to level 100. No, that's not how it works. You gotta level up your skills, you gotta level up your willpower, you gotta level up your discipline. And similarly, you gotta level up your will, right? So the willpower to be able to do stuff regardless of how you feel. And so you start by small things. And what I did myself was that I just went and can you hear the dogs barking in the background? They're kind of distracting. Yeah. But yeah, just you do the hard stuff. You do the stuff that you don't feel like doing. And when you do that stuff, it creates pain. And pain is it's a beautiful, beautiful tool. That if used perfectly, if used the correct way, it's gonna change your life, man. I can guarantee that pain can change your life. Because it changed mine. All of this, the only reason I record videos at this point, right? The only reason that I just keep doing stuff, regardless of people making fun of me, regardless of me feeling just sad, afraid. There are times where I just lay down in my bed and I stare at the ceiling and there's literally nothing there. I've given up all hope. Sometimes I just feel like shit. I feel like nothing is going right. I feel like there's no point to any of this. But guess what? I get out of it. I get out of it because I start doing the things that I don't feel like doing. When I feel like shit, I don't feel like, just getting up and filling my water bottle. And right when that instant comes, right at that instant, I just get out of bed and I start filling up my water bottle. I start doing the stuff that I don't want to do in order to train myself to get to level 100, right? And I'm not there yet. Maybe it'll take years, maybe it'll take decades to reach to that level, to reach to that certain point, where I can just defeat everything, where I can just wake up and I know that I have so much willpower. I've developed this skill of being able to train my subconscious mind, of being able to do stuff regardless of how I feel, that I can just snap and everything happens. I just start doing everything fluently, easily. That's how you train your mind, man. That's how you train your mind. You do it using pain. And where does that pain come from? with the simplest of things that you don't feel like doing. When you do the simplest of the things that you don't feel like doing, you're training your willpower and you're training your mind to do the hard work. You're training your mind to crave hard work because you're getting dopamine, right? And I don't want to get into the scientific explanation of all of this. And trust me, I know the scientific explanation, right? Because I'm an Andrew Huberman fan. I'm a smart guy. I won't lie. But yeah, if you do the things that you don't feel like doing, regardless of how small they are, you little by little you're training your mind to crave the hard work. And that's when you're actually starting to win the battle of life. That's when you're fighting the dragon with your sword of resistance, with your sword of effort. You're defeating the dragon of resistance using the sword of effort, using the sword of pain. So do that. Change your life. Use pain. Train your mind. And yeah, that's pretty much the message for this video. Yeah. Use this, man, because it's gonna be useful.